Hello world, this is Edward Bevilacqua from Ciao Tutti in the Italian American Club, and we got lucky today that Pete Mastrioni had some time to chat with us about the restaurant business and his background. Pete, thank you very much for taking the time to let us come in and talk to you.
Well, thanks for having me, Ed. Thanks for coming here and spending your time to talk to me.
Well, so let's just get right into it. Italian roots.
Italian roots. I was born in Brooklyn, Sheepshead Bay. I come from a family of 6. I'm the youngest of 6 children. My mom is from Brooklyn as well, and my father is from Brooklyn, and their parents, on my mother's side, are from Italy.
That's kind of like Western Italy, right? Brooklyn?
Yes.
Okay. And from Naples area?
Absolutely, Naples,
okay.
Yeah.
And what did your dad do?
My dad's father and my father, they owned a milk distribution company in Brooklyn. They owned a milk farm.
Okay.
My grandfather, my father's father was from Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
And they had dairy farms in Columbus and Cleveland. And then they brought it to Brooklyn.
Brought the cows?
They brought the milk. I don't know about the cows,
okay.
Man. I don't think there was any cows in Brooklyn.
Okay, so when you grew up, there were no cows. It was just milk.
Just milk, man.
So when they got the milk, it was already processed.
That's right.
So
that's when they started trucking interstate. That's right.
And oh, that's interesting. So was it like bulk milk, like in big?
They had routes. They had a warehouse, and they would come. You put the note in the bottle, and the old metal can,
on the doorstep.
That's right.
Or the back doors, whatever.
Yeah, in the alleyway, on the front stoop, stuff like that. Right.
Did you ever do that?
No, I never worked for them, but I remember putting a note and stealing my neighbor's milk once in a while. Just kidding.
So, what was your first job?
Man, my first job I ever had, I had a hot dog wagon in Brooklyn. I sold hot dogs in a push cart right off the Bell Parkway by Kennedy Airport.
How'd you get in that business?
I had a cousin that his father had bought him a hot dog wagon, and he wasn't good at selling hot dogs.
These are the stainless steel ones
that's
with
right.
the umbrella?
And I still have it to this day. It's in my garage.
Wow.
I brought it out here.
The one you had, how old were you?
Oh, 14.
14. Okay, so that you must have a lot of memories with that thing.
I remember pushing that thing from my garage to the corner, where I used to sell them, and I remember how heavy it was because I had all the ice and the hot dogs and the soda. And then when I sold them, I realized the hot dog cart was empty, and my pockets were full of cash. So it was like, wow, this is good,
How long did you do that?
I did it every summer for 3 years.
Wow.
Until I established myself, and my cousin wanted his wagon back, but that wasn't happening. So
it's too late.
It was too late,
and
right?
You kept it.
I kept it.
Is it in good shape?
Absolutely.
You could just clean it up and use it?
It's no longer on the wheels. I put it on a diamond plate because it's hard to get a license here in Vegas. But I got it. And I gave it to my youngest son, but he didn't want to push it, of course. So I put it on a little trailer, and now it's on the trailer, and it's the same wagon on a little diamond plate trailer, and I put it by the football fields, with the right permits. But he don't know how to sell hot dogs, so it's back in the garage.
So, did you try I did it, now it's your turn?
Yeah, I'm trying to just install some values in history, and.
Now, did your grandmothers teach you how to cook at all?
No.
So you learned on your own?
Yeah, I was always in the kitchen. I had my own feel for food. I mean, they all cooked good, but who cooked with raisins in a meatball? Who used breadcrumbs? Who used bread and milk? So I just pretty much, if I showed up at your house every Sunday, that means that I liked your food. Not necessarily mean I liked you, but my father died when I was 6. Just turned 7. I'm the youngest of 6 kids. So my mom, I have 2 older brothers, 3 older sisters. So I come from a tough background. And
so what did your mother work then?
Yeah, my mom, she's my hero, man.
What did she do?
She was a food server. We owned a restaurant in Brooklyn. My father passed. They lost everything.
Yeah.
Just one of those.
Too tough to keep going.
Yeah.
You got a guy who's.
My brothers were too young. My mother had 6 brothers that were typical New Yorkers that just made it a hangout instead of treating it like a business.
Yeah.
And it was a great place.
So your mother worked in a restaurant?
She worked in a restaurant for 25 years called Randazzo's, which was just on Anthony Bourdain, no reservations.
Okay.
And it was kind of funny. I was watching it, and then I seen some of the waitresses that are still there. It's like, wow, there's my Aunt Rose. It's like it was crazy.
Huh. There's an attorney in town named Mark Randazzo. Do you know him?
I know Philip and Joe Randazzo. I don't know Mark.
Okay. His law firm's over here somewhere on this side. So now, did you get involved in that restaurant business at all? Working there at all?
No. My father, when he passed away and they lost the restaurant, started to work as a busboy. It was, I'm from Sheepshead Bay, so it's a coastal place, a lot of restaurants. And I worked in a little restaurant called Jeans, and I learned a lot from these people. Just everything was owner operated. There was no corporation.
No chains, no.
Yeah, if you couldn't cook in New York, then you didn't own a restaurant. There was no doctors owning a restaurant. There was no investors. It was just.
Okay, you had to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you couldn't cook, you didn't last.
Right.
But probably you didn't even get in the business unless you could cook.
Absolutely, and also that I learned how to fix all the equipment. So I went to school to do HVAC, because I remember as a young guy, guys coming in. It was very expensive to fix the refrigerators, freezers, any mixers and stuff. So I took a course in New York for 6 months, and then when I graduated that course, I went to work for some guys in Brooklyn doing air conditioning, refrigeration, ice machines, and all that stuff. So
it's kind of self-defense.
Yeah. Then I opened up a little pizzeria in Flatbush.
How old were you then?
22. Me and my wife Shelley. I've been with my wife for 40 years.
Wow.
Married
Congratulations.
29 in September.
How tall was she?
She's a little shorter than me.
Okay.
She was 13. I was 13. She was just 12.
Wow.
Kind of weird.
Long time. It worked out. You're lucky.
Yeah, I'm blessed.
Yeah.
Who'd
Wow.
ever think? Right.
So another good thing you have going for you.
Absolutely, I got a wonderful family. Yeah.
So I understand you are the expert sautéer.
I am.
And let's talk about that for the audience out there.
Yeah.
For the people. So let's see. I normally think of sautéing with butter, but you use oil, right?
Well, it's kind of funny. No, yeah, and everything is like extra virgin olive oil, all this stuff. I lived in Brooklyn. We had canola oil, good old regular olive oil.
Peanut oil.
Yeah, peanut oil.
Castrol.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Canola. Yeah, right. Mazola.
Okay.
When I came out here, I came to work as a refrigeration mechanic. I couldn't get licensed because of the regulations when Freon, in Vegas. I moved out here to do refrigeration and air conditioning.
Not to do cooking.
No. Well, yeah, I started at a place my brother-in-law owned, Eastern Shores, but no, refrigeration, air conditioning.
Always fall back on that.
Well,
right.
the seasons were short in New York for air conditioning.
Oh, sure.
And I did boiler work. I cleaned chimneys, two oil mechanic. I did it all, man. Plumbing, electric. I'm pretty well-rounded in the heating and cooling business. But I just got tired of New York, man. It was getting real crowded.
Yeah.
I came out here and visited.
What year was this that you visited?
Oh, God, 25 years ago.
First time?
First time was 25 years ago.
In
My son
1990?
Peter was 1 year old.
1990?
That's probably right. Yeah, around that. That's right, 1990.
Okay.
89, 90, yeah.
Okay.
And
Came out for just to look at it? See what it was like?
I just looked at houses and, get a brand new house for $90,000 with two fireplaces in the desert. I would beg for a fireplace in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? My house was freezing. I didn't understand it. There was grass and there was water sprinklers and fountains. I was like, whoa.
What brought you here on that trip? Like you decided you were moving,
My wife's grandmother, she's been out here, well, she's passed now, but she was out here 50 years. She lived on DI and Decatur by the old Cinerdome Theater.
So that was the end of the road.
Yeah, when I visited her, there was no Chinatown.
Yeah, right.
It was just old Vegas. It was cool, man. To get to the Hoover Dam, you had to take Boulder City. It was spread out, level, no big buildings. It was kind of a big adjustment.
Yeah.
Going from the concrete type of environment to like stucco and stuff,
Uh-huh.
But yeah,
So
I came out here to get back to the sauteing. I went to work for Tony Marnell.
Okay.
At the Rio.
All right.
And I remember I was in the racing sports book. Didn't know what a racing sports book was. I was hanging out with some guys, and they were.
Because you're used to placing bets just.
I'm a gambler.
Oh.
I was just, they just said the cocktail waitress was good looking.
Oh.
And the food was good, and it was a great place to be. It was the up-and-coming property.
Uh-huh.
And it was a really nice place, and it was a lot of fun. And I just looked to the left, and they were opening up Sunny Risings, Toscano's, New York-style deli and pizzeria.
Okay.
And I said I needed a job. The air conditioning thing wasn't working. I was doing jobs on the side, but I wasn't licensed. I was trying to raise a family and put food on the table. And I remember I just walked through this construction partition. And it was all these guys, all these executives and executive chefs, and I said, I need a job. Like, where do I get an application?
You just walked over and said, I need a job.
Yeah, and they said, you got to go to Human Resources, and I didn't know what that meant. It was a Sunday.
Uh-huh.
And I remember this dude, a well-distinguished guy, looking around. They were looking at the ovens, and he just said, what does he want? I said, I need a job, And they needed a pizza guy.
Oh.
So they said, come back tomorrow.
Was that Tony Marnell?
Yeah, Tony Marnell.
Wow.
And Lud Carrero.
Huh. So you got, like, once again,
and then I got,
timing.
yeah, and then, you know, it asked me for resumes and referrals. I said, I don't know what a resume is. You know, like in Brooklyn, it's like you work for Ed,
Where
you work
did
for
you work? Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Who do you know?
Yeah, they didn't want to see the whole thing, and, you know, and that was it. And they gave me a job, and I really did well over there. You know, I moved up the ladder quite fast, and then Tony Marnell took a liking to me, and you know, I was good at what I did, and so he flew me to Italy.
Wow.
Yeah, he flew me to Italy in a place called Forte delle Mame, which is like in Pisa and Lucca, where they make the olive oil.
Okay.
And the reason for me going there was for sautéing, because everybody was sautéing with butter and oil at the Rio. And he just said, you know, screw that.
Because of what?
Because it's not the way it's done. You don't cook with butter, you know.
Italians don't. French don't, right?
I guess so. I'm not French, but
You're not? I thought this was a French show.
My mother never did. She never cooked.
Right.
You buy the best tomatoes, the best ingredients. I don't know. Today a lot of
Italians use oil.
That's right. Period.
Okay.
And we went there, and I got a tour of Lucca and Pisa, and I got a good taste of what Italy's about.
Did they teach you about the oil?
Well, it's kind of funny because he just wanted me to go there to verify that's how they do it in the old country.
Oh,
Let's bring that back.
Okay. We're going to do it the authentic way.
Yeah, because everything was, you know, he had all the olive oil, and somebody must have looked at invoice and said, why are we going through so much butter and not enough oil?
Yeah, got it.
You know.
So what did you learn from about olive oil? Because I get confused between extra virgin, extra light virgin.
I just think if you're good and got, I mean, I don't know. I'd be lying if I said I knew, but olive oil to me is really for marinating on cold salads and things of that nature, not to really. I don't think so.
Not to saute?
No, I don't. I use a canola and an olive oil blend.
Oh, because the heat?
Yeah, right. The heat, right. The other stuff.
Olive oil doesn't hold up to heat.
No, it's a thicker oil. To me, it's just a different flavor.
Okay.
So I hope this don't come back to shoot me in the foot.
So canola oil works.
We make our garlic. If we do an aglio, like a straight up garlic and oil dish, it's olive oil.
Got it.
Extra virgin olive oil.
Okay.
That's what the can says. You know what I mean?
Is this Bertolli?
Bertolli. Well, for the most part, yeah, Bertolli. I don't think you can get Bertolli out there no more. Really? I don't even know what kind of oil they have back there right now.
Okay. So.
But we're a creature of habit, so whatever we've been using for the last 7 years here, that's what we've been using.
So
the frying pan. You gotta have the right frying pans.
Okay.
I cook on black cast iron skillets.
What do the edges look like? Are they this way or are they?
I can show you one. It's crazy. It's like this, and it's black, and it's seasoned, and it's. I have a pan back there. It's probably 80 years old.
Wow.
That we make all our ossobucos in.
How much does it weigh?
I don't know, about 10 pounds. I made a killer frittata this morning with it. Killer. I'm telling you, it was killer.
I could imagine. Now, do you put oil in the bottom of that too?
Absolutely.
Anything.
We cook light,
anything that goes in that skillet, you put oil.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, it sticks. And you got a big problem.
That's right. I don't cook with no Teflon and none of that junk. No. And we cook right in the front. So.
Right. People want to see what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's part of it. Absolutely. Now, how about doing seafood?
Well, that's my specialty.
Yeah.
You know, I go right from the ocean to the table. All my fish is flown in for the most part from,
California.
Fresh. No, I get it from Alaska. Sometimes it comes out of California. Mostly from like Long Island and Boston, Florida.
Cold water.
Cold water, yeah. I get most of my fish from the cold water.
Okay.
Right. But what
do you
do we
have Maine
do?
lobster here?
We fly. Well, I buy. Yeah, we have them. We run them as specials.
Okay.
Yeah, not Canadian, live Maines. The funny thing about Maine lobster is people don't want to indulge. You have to have a true lobster eater.
Oh.
They want to eat it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they want it deshelled. You know, so.
Interesting. I worked in a restaurant when I was in college on the pier in Redondo Beach. I don't know if you've ever been there.
I love that place.
But where I worked is now washed away. But this was on the pier, and it was called San Francisco Bar and Grill. And our thing was Maine lobster flown in.
Right.
Every day.
Steam them?
Yeah. And, it was 4-pound Maine lobster back in '77.
Right.
It was like $20 for a lobster back then.
Now, that same lobster's probably about 50.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Mm-mm.
So I guess the lobsters are doing well.
Supply and demand. People really aren't demanding much lobster.
I see.
Just whatever reason. I mean, if I put them on the menu, they'll go fast, but I have to shell it. I can't show it to them live.
Oh, see, there we have the tank in the inside.
I had it, and that worked against me.
Yeah. See, there at this restaurant, you walk in, the tank is there. You pick out yours. The guy grabs
Absolutely. And they always want the lobster that has the both claws. They want the winner in the tank because sometimes they fight. You know what I mean? Like one time I put the lobster on the plate, and one of the guys had one claw, and then I said, "Well, they fight in the tank." And the guy said, "Couldn't you bring me the winner?"
That's a good one.
It's funny, but it's true.
Yeah. But see, when we did it, maybe because it was a place on the pier,
Right,
you know, sort
right.
of casual.
That's nautical, by the
Everybody
ocean.
wanted to break it up, and
Right.
you know, we had to give them the whole kit, and, you know, hammers or whatever.
Right. The mallet, the nutcracker, and stuff like that, and a little fork to pick at.
Yeah. So,
But upon request, if you want lobster Tuesday or call in Monday, I mean, that's what kind of business we run. We say yes to everybody,
I
period.
see. And what's the most popular seafood here?
We do a killer cioppino.
You know, I saw the cioppino.
Killer.
That is probably my favorite. Well, I like gnocchi and I like polenta also.
I make a great polenta and a gnocchi.
Okay, so I like those two things, but I probably haven't had cioppino for about, I don't know how many years.
Well, don't
Many,
listen
many
to you.
years.
I'm going to bake you one.
Now, my problem is I'm allergic to scallops.
So we're going to make those go.
Okay, great. Well, that would be fantastic.
I never knew what a cioppino was. In Brooklyn, they call it fruit of the mare, fruit of the sea.
Oh, okay.
You know, and when I came out here, I don't know if that's like a further up north New York term, cioppino. It was in Brooklyn. There's no cioppino on the menu. Soup of the pesh, you know, stuff
Okay.
like that. But on the West Coast, cioppino. When I came to Vegas and they said make a cioppino,
Yeah. So I grew up in the Bay Area.
the Bay Area is famous.
That's right,
Kumos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's like they put bell peppers in the Southwest style.
I guess. It's been a
They
long time
originated
since
on the
I've had-
cioppino, maybe.
Are they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So anyway, sauteing. So you just know now when the oil's hot enough. When
Listen,
fish is-
sauteing is an art, period. That's why there's a knob on the fire. You got to know when to get the pan hot. You have to know when to reduce, when to increase. Some of these guys, you know, if I not watch them, they'll just blast the flame and everything just boils like a soup.
Oh.
It's the art of sauteing. You start off, get the oils, caramelize your garlic or whatever it is that you
So
want.
when the oil, it kind of,
You
what do they
know.
call shimmering or something?
Yeah, when it starts to bubble a little bit, sizzling,
Okay,
when
yeah.
you'll know.
Okay. Then
You're very
put the
light.
stuff
Then you put the stuff that cooks the longest first, and then the
in. And
stuff
you
that takes
go
the least.
like this and throw it up in the air?
You know what? I used to do that when I worked at the Rio because I didn't have to clean up after myself. But now that I have to clean my own kitchen, I tell the guys, don't be so fancy because it gets in the hoods and it gets everywhere. It looks great, but it gets everywhere. Trust me.
It's not
On your uniform, no.
Oh, yeah.
We do it sometimes,
Yeah,
it's
sure.
a little bit, a little flair, but no, I don't recommend it.
Okay. Now, they don't do any sauteing at Trattoria Reggiano, right?
Frank does.
He does?
Yeah, he's got a great kitchen.
And you've been to both.
Yeah, I've been to the one at the Venetian and the one downtown Summerlin.
Yeah, that's my favorite Italian.
Frank
restaurant.
Bonanno puts out a high, I'm telling you, high quality product.
The
And all his restaurants, his kitchens are crazy. They're crazy.
I was at the Venetian last week. When I saw Frank, when he called you, I said, "How's business?" He said, "It's unbelievable. Business is just crazy." And then I went by Trattoria Reggiano a couple nights later on my way somewhere in the Venetian. I don't remember where. And there were people lined up to get in. It was packed.
Well, think about it. It's me and Frank Bonanno, and there's used to be the restaurant inside the Red Rock, but everybody else down there is selling hot dogs and I don't know. I mean,
Well, Frank
hamburgers.
does
I should
that
say
too.
hamburgers.
Frank does hamburgers too now.
Does he do?
Prime Burger.
Sell out. Oh, he does
not at Trattoria Reggiano.
Oh,
but there's
Bonanno's?
other places.
Oh, no, I'm talking about downtown. His restaurant.
Oh, I see.
He's like the only authentic Italian restaurant in downtown Summerlin.
Yeah.
Who's down there? Grave Street?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah, Frank
Yeah.
is, he's got a name for himself, and he's
Well
got,
deserved.
yeah, absolutely.
One of the things, I
Class.
do a lot of these interviews, and one of the things I got about Frank was he probably gets respect from people like you because he knows how to cook,
Absolutely.
where other people really don't know how to cook.
And it's kind of funny because, he could say that he could tell people that he knows how to cook, but I've witnessed it, you know what I'm saying? I snuck up on him like last Sunday, and he had the jacket on, he had sauce, he had gloves, he was rolling the meatballs. He
Wow.
wasn't in a good mood.
Because
He
he
was
had to be there.
cracking the whip.
Somebody didn't show up or what?
No, because he hires good
Standards.
people to do a good job, and then it takes a long time to have everybody gel.
Yeah.
Just because you put people in place don't mean you're going to win.
Yeah, just because they have a good background.
Don't matter, The thing about the neighborhood restaurant as opposed to Frank and the casino is
you got to have people coming back.
Absolutely. There, you got a great turnover. He could have the same special in that casino for 2 years, but held different people.
Yeah.
So the special's always different.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
in this neighborhood, you gotta constantly reinvent yourself, or you just stagnate and dig. I don't know. It's funny, Vegas. You think the longer that you're in business, you become like the Italian American Club or the Batista's Hole in the Wall, or the Bootlegger.
Right.
You know, like landmark restaurants. But I don't find that. You know, I'm trying to you have Gino Ferrara.
Yeah.
Piero Broglia.
Yeah.
You know, old timers. And Pete Mastrioni, man. I've been doing this for 22 years here.
You're right. You're right.
So there's no more of that.
Our goal at the club is we now have 650 members. So that's with their wife, that's 1,300 people.
And shame on me that I'm not a member, and I will join.
Cut. Take that part out. So, and our typical member now, before, when I moved here, there was less than 100 members 4 years ago. And it was mostly guys from back east that retired. And it was more like a VFW place.
Right.
You know, with Angelo and Jimmy Gerard.
Yeah, Ed Portello.
Portello's gone. When I came in, he was just on his way.
I remember Little Joey was there, Tungano.
Tony, his brother's there.
Right.
He's not with the club, but he's a member.
Right.
And Angelo and Jimmy Gerard and Ben Spano built this thing back, and now our members are mostly professionals and business owners. Right. It's not, and membership went from $60 a year to $250 now. Well, starting in November 1st, $250, and it's reservations only.
Wow.
But the problem is, with it being reservations only, our people go out to dinner once a week.
Right.
We have 650 members, 1,300 people, maybe bringing friends, because people go with 4 people.
Absolutely.
So one of our missions is to put this on the monthly or the quarterly Mastrioni. Not that everybody doesn't know it, but everybody knows it, but just to get it and get people to put this on the 4 times a year they come here.
Right.
And that works out to be about 5,000 meals a year, which is a drop in the bucket for what you do, but
this is true.
It's still, it's a good number, right?
Oh, big time. Absolutely.
So, and everybody knows Mastrioni's, as for the reasons you said. You've been here a long time.
And this is Mastrioni, the restaurant, not the fashion show.
Yeah, not the.
How many times I get people call me up, is their suit ready?
Those guys aren't Italian.
They're Greeks.
Yeah.
I know. So I would tell people that their suits are ready, and they would go down to pick up their suit, and then they'd come freak out on me. So, we didn't hit it off too good, me and the fashion guy.
So, you moved here because you were kind of tired of back east. The weather.
Yeah, well, I was married, and I had my first son, and got a bigger bang for your dollar out here, and the weather was great, and the people, it was just, timing was right for me.
And then you got,
it was
a lot of good things happen.
It was hard to take my kid away from my family, and we were a real tight family, so that was tough. But now they're all out here, so.
So they came with you. They came after you.
Yeah.
They followed you. And so, and Las Vegas has changed a lot in 20 years, 25 years.
Definitely. Yeah, there's more community. People seem to really start to appreciate Las Vegas. Before it was calm, party, fun, but no, it's bigger than that. Vegas there's roots now. We're planting some seeds here.
Yeah, and what we're trying to do with the Ciao Tutti is to reposition it so that the epicenter of Italian-American culture in the United States today is Las Vegas.
It's great.
Now, if I said to you, where is it, Pete, you'd probably say New York. And I'd say, why? And you'd say something, I would say, well, that was because 100 years ago people came over. I'm not talking about 100 years ago. And like people moved from Italy for opportunity, they came to the U.S. Well, people moved from the East to Las Vegas, Italian-Americans.
Perfect, that's perfect, because when I left New York, it was like I left the country. Yeah. Where I come from now, it's a Russian community, Korean. There's just a few Italians left, but for the most part, and where I come from, it's just melting pot culture, which is cool.
Yeah.
But
I met a guy this weekend. I think he's from the Bronx. My East Coast geography is very bad.
The Bronx is up north.
Okay. And he said it's like 3 blocks now.
That's author. Yeah. Go to Little Italy in Manhattan. It's Smart Street. There's like 1.5 streets left. That's it.
Yeah.
Done.
So, But here,
But we're holding strong.
yeah, here we're doing good. And, I think one of the spillover benefits that I talked about regarding the club is because there's so many good Italian restaurants here, you have good products here. Like
Absolutely.
if you're in Iowa, tough to get good tomatoes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Other clubs we deal
that's a
with.
good point. That's a very good point. In Vegas, when the guys ship me my food, and they, when they purchase it from whoever they get it from, they only get one shot at getting it right.
Yeah.
There's no room for error. Like when I go to San Diego, there's abundance of fish. You think you get the freshest fish in San Diego. Sometimes it's fresh, sometimes it's frozen because they can't sell it, they freeze it.
Yeah.
Vegas, you have to buy right. The buy that I purchase it from, there's a whole chain of command of purchasing, and Vegas has nailed it. Especially the company I buy from, Supreme Lobster.
Because
They're from Chicago boys.
it's very high standards
Absolutely.
because we have some of the best Italian
Absolutely.
restaurants in the world.
Yeah, and it's not that the casinos get the best food and all of that stuff. That's not true.
Yeah.
If you have money, you get the best product, period. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And my hunch would be if they think they're going to be around.
Absolutely.
They
Yeah, I
support
mean,
people that are going to be.
come on, Vegas is growing. It's bigger than what people expected. And I don't know, we have the stigma about, you can't get fresh sausage or you can't get fresh bread. And,
That's crazy because with 42 million people coming here a year,
right. And they're coming
They
to
all
what?
eat.
They're all coming to eat.
eat and spend money.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. It's not like
And it's not the
going to
water.
Ireland.
The pizza's great. The cheeses are great.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything is.
Granted,
everything
you don't
is
have your
first
old
class.
type butcher shops anymore and fruit and produce stands. That would be pretty cool if somebody could bring that concept back.
Yeah.
I even thought about.
It looks like you're thinking.
Yeah, because it's funny you say this because may his soul rest in peace, Frank Napoli, who's a realtor here in town, and when they were building Chinatown, me and him sat down, and we wanted to do like a little Italy.
You know who else wants to do that?
Anthony Palmisano.
Reno Armini. You know him?
Yeah, I know of him. Yeah. Oh yeah,
He was
Reno.
at Caesars.
Yeah, Reno. Yeah, he's like a legend. That
Yeah.
dude.
He
I've
wants
met
to
him a
do
bunch of
something like
times.
that.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
That would be. He wants to get a park only for Italian American
Well,
families.
think about it. Just like every time there's a Chinatown, there's a Little Italy.
Yeah.
San Francisco, San Diego, they don't have a Chinatown, but they have a great Little Italy.
They do.
Great Little Italy.
Yeah.
Cleveland's got a great Little Italy.
Cleveland's in the magazine.
We need a great Little Italy.
We do.
Start small and then just keep going. You know?
Okay. Well, I'll let Reno know you're on board.
He's got my
Because
vote.
That's the thing he wants to do.
And he'll get the support if he decides to do it.
Yeah. Now, are you familiar with the place nearby called Gina's Bistro?
Sure, I know Gina. Gina's
She sold it
right.
to a young kid from Italy, from Genoa,
I,
Ricky Santamaria.
I'm busy. I never met him. I dined there. Excuse me. But Gina, great food when I used to go there.
So this is
They're
a
from
kid-
Rome.
Well, this guy is from Genoa.
Oh, he's from Genoa.
He's fifth generation restaurant. His dad has a 3-star Michelin fish restaurant in Genoa.
Wow.
And he came out to say, I'm going to come open my own restaurant. Grew up in the restaurant business. His grandmother still works there. But he's just, like a mile down the road?
Mile down the road, yeah. I remember when that was a little hamburger joint. My son used to work next door in the car wash, and we'd eat there. And I said, wow, it's a great little location. Then it became Gina's.
Okay.
And it's still Gina's.
It's still Gina's, but she
Different
sold
owner,
it
yeah.
to them. That would be, maybe sometime you can go there.
Yeah,
And
that was a nice spot, nice find. Yeah.
small, but
Very small, yeah.
I guess big enough,
I
right?
think when I did it, they had no wine and beer. You just bring your own and stuff like that. And it's nice to see they're still going. This is tough. This game is tough, man.
Yeah. You got it. Now, what about limoncello? Do you have that?
Limoncello. I think I have Danny DeVito's limoncello. My wife will make limoncello. I don't think many people drink limoncello. To be honest with you, more
I think if you're Italian and you came from a family that was Italian, you grew up and you had limoncello.
I'm not a big limoncello fan.
Not you don't like the flavor.
I don't know. I'm not.
What do you drink?
I'm not a big drinker.
Wine?
Sweet. I'll drink some wine. Yeah, I'll drink some good
Scotch?
Caymus. Scotch. I'll drink some Johnny Walker.
Vodka.
I'd like a little Kettle One.
Okay.
Yeah. A little Peroni Bear. A Stella Artois.
Okay.
Moretti.
And Southern Wine and Spirits, Mike Severino.
Mike Severino and Kevin McCracken. Yes.
I don't know Kevin, but I know.
And then you got
Mike
Mike
did an
Delgado.
I know Delgado.
Mike Severino. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the man.
That's what everybody says. That's what they refer to him as.
And I know Mike a long time.
He was in the restaurant business here with the Venetian.
The original Venetian.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember going there, man.
How was that?
I remember driving up Sahara and seeing the Statue of Liberty. It's like, oh, look at this building. They were selling Italian ices on the bottom.
Really?
They had shaved. Yeah, guys. So there was Montezano's. Well, that was afterwards, but yeah, the Venetian was. Come on, I think it was 24 hours.
Really?
You know what? It was the only place that you can congregate amongst fellow New Yorkers or just East Coast transplants and have a good time and a great atmosphere. That place was solid.
Have you ever gone to the Tap House?
Oh, of course, the Tap House. I haven't been lately, although they got a lot of good press and they have singing on, what is it, Monday
night.
And the Frankie, what's his name? Frankie Blackbook.
Citron,
yeah. Frankie's the man. Yeah, they have the doo-wop and stuff.
Yeah. He performed at the club a few weeks ago.
He's a great joke storyteller.
Yeah, he is. He is. So,
Frank, funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I used to go to the Tap House just to get the wings and pizza, and that's another landmark. Damn, it's been there forever.
What other places do you like?
Wow, that's a tough question. Like,
it took Frank Bonanno about 0.68 seconds to mention your place.
Oh, I mean, Trattoria Reggiano. Italian, you mean? Or Chinese?
We already talked about Frank. I mean, other than that, Italian.
I don't go out in much Italian. I'll go to Lavo at the Venetian, which is, they do a good job. I'll go Cafe Chloe.
Il Molino?
Oh, yeah. That's in the Forum Shops, Il Molino, right?
Yeah, right.
I like the T-Bones is a nice steakhouse. I like the SW Steakhouse at the Wynn.
So steak eater.
Yeah, because I'm around pasta. So believe it or not, I'm not a big eater. I pick through the day,
Yeah, so you do it the right way.
Yeah, I cook and I sample.
It's better to do it that way than eat, don't eat, don't.
No, I pick and pick.
Metabolism going.
Absolutely, man. You got to pace yourself in this business. You can't get too fat, and you can't get too
moderation.
Get lazy. Absolutely,
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now
you got me thinking. Where do I usually go to eat? Wow.
So do you drink wine?
And off the strip, it's full. He had good food, Joe.
Oh, really? Angelo Casaro told me about that place.
Yeah, he does a good job. It's old school. You see mussels, zuppa de mussels, and the mozzarella and the garozza, and it's like, Or Rocco's Pizza. Rocco does a great job for pizza.
Have you been to Pizza Rock?
Pizza Rock downtown, yeah. It was good.
What do you think about that place?
It was good. Good.
Different.
Listen, to me, I own the pizzeria. I mean, everybody wants to start. I don't know. This is just me talking. I don't know what food. Everybody's a chef. I'm a cook. I'm not culinary trained. I make sauce like my mom, and I just put a twist on it and stuff like that. I just buy the highest quality, freshest ingredients. I have no walk-in boxes here.
Don't overcook it.
Yeah, really. And pizza to me is like they cook about stone and wood. I had a pizzeria cooked with wood for 10 years. I thought, wow, wood. You know how hard it is to work with wood? Got to get up 2 hours before to get that oven up to 800 degrees, and then there's no trees out here. Try to get wood. Try it. They asked me if I want Utah.
So that's like Parma.
Oh, Mark, yeah. He has Pizza Nova or something like that.
Yeah.
I think he uses coal. Maybe
I know Grimaldi's coal.
Yeah, Grimaldi's definitely coal.
I think. Well, I don't remember, but I thought Parma was wood. But
he may be wood. I don't know. I haven't been in Parma's for a while, but to answer your question, to me, pizza, it's all about the crust and the sauce.
Okay.
Cheese, I don't know if it's grande and buffalo mozzarella and all that stuff. A good crust, great sauce, and a high heat temperature. Yeah. And you need a good pie maker.
Yeah.
It's an art. Pizza's an art. Every time I made a pizza, I always try to make the second one better than the first. It's weird. You think, it's pizza. You don't put bullshit.
It's not like
when I make pizza, it's everything I make. It's crazy, And all my guys, they get it. It's art. It's an art form.
Yeah.
Food is art. You just don't throw shit in a pan.
Well, I think that's part of the thing about Italians. Why isn't Irish food like Italian food? Okay, because for Italians it's an art.
It's the whole history. Yeah, I can remember growing up as a kid, man. It'd be 20 below zero, 10 below doo, and the house always smelled good. The kitchen was the place to be.
Yeah.
And we come from humble upbringing.
Hardworking.
Yep. A lot of potatoes and eggs, peppers and eggs, lentil soup, escarole. Everything was peasant food.
Yeah.
A lot of eggplant. And
did you have a garden?
It's funny. We had a killer garden. It was small, but we had a garden. Yeah. I used to grow tomatoes. I remember one time I planted corn. My mom was, what the hell is that? It was like these stalks. I didn't know. I had corn in Brooklyn.
What did you do with
I
it?
grew figs. I cooked it. I roasted it. I had corn
Okay.
stalks. It was crazy.
So Italian style?
You know how I grew the corn? I had ducks. I bought them for Easter.
Oh.
I had them in a little pen,
Oh.
and I threw the kernels under the coop, and I came out like Jack and the Beanstalk. But the next year, I planted it again, and I became a farmer. Like, it was crazy.
Oh.
My neighbors didn't know what it is. They're looking out all the windows, all the chain link fences, all the clotheslines.
Is all that stuff sticking up there?
Come on, man. I remember growing up in Brooklyn, the clotheslines, everybody just pulled their laundry out on it. They had no shame, If you knew who was big and who was lying. I mean, I had an aunt, she put her underwear on a freaking clothesline. I was like, whoa. But, yeah, it was normal.
Yeah, everybody did it.
Yeah, then they started stealing the laundry off the line, so that's why
Wow.
Yeah, that was a tough neighborhood. But,
So,
yeah.
but
Food was
you're
fun.
glad you moved out here.
Yes, sir. Vegas has been very good to me, man. I love this place.
And you have, you're easy to get to right off the 215. I think it takes like 3 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes, right. Off of Flamingo and the 215, right away, or Town Center coming from the other way.
Yeah, I
To the
came
Town
other way.
Center. This is a destination restaurant. I opened this restaurant in the worst economy recession ever. I had a place on Flamingo and Rainbow
Yeah,
for 10 years.
right.
Before that, I was on Sahara and Durango for 2 years. I had Cafe Lago. I had the original Cafe Lago, and then when I went, I was like anchored by Spanish Trail, but
Yeah.
that was a great neighborhood. Neighborhoods change real fast there,
Do they?
real fast. Yeah, I mean, the drugstore became a liquor store, so I said, I got to make a move. And then the economy went to, to hell, and so I moved up
See,
here.
I was going to say, this looks like a really nice area that people come here
This is a great
every
neighborhood.
week, every other week.
Yeah,
Once
I'm
a
blessed. I get people eat here twice a day.
Really?
Yeah, I get the best of the best. And it's not because I'm good looking. It's because we're
Well,
good.
you're good enough looking.
I got a great staff. My wife makes all the pastries. My son, he helps out. My daughter works the door. My other son's up in college. My daughter just graduated from Reno, so she's got a degree in business.
Wow.
So she
How many
helps out.
kids?
I have 3. I have Peter, Junior, Jenna Marie, and Nicholas. So
Wow.
and my wife Shelley, of course.
And they all grew up here.
My oldest son Peter was born when we moved him from Brooklyn.
So he grew up here.
Yeah. So if you had people,
I know they grew up early back east, but
you're right.
he grew up here.
Yeah, it was great. I didn't see, everybody says, they try to insult you, live in Vegas, and then, it bothered me, that heritage, that stronger tie, like I'm missing out on something. When I went back, I got amazed. This is, I don't even tell them that this is great because I don't want them to come here. You know what I mean? I tell them, oh, yeah, it's really bad out here,
It's hot.
It is hot.
There's no bugs.
Right, it's wonderful, but I mean, it's centrally located. I love sports. I'll drive
So
to
what about
California.
hockey?
I love hockey too. Yeah. Dave Koken, who does the ESPN show, he was just here when we were talking about hockey. And
Looks like the team's coming.
yeah, that would be great for Vegas. Absolutely.
I think it would be fantastic.
As long as it's a professional team, not the.
No, this is the
Yeah, I know.
NHL
Yeah,
team.
right. Yeah, I get it. It's going to be great. I would support it 100%. I support the Rebels football program. I'm good friends with Tony Sanchez, who just went from Gorman to the.
Now let's see. What did you say? You tried to trip the sheriff at a UNLV game?
No, he kept seeing me move for different seats, and he says, "Oh, why are you moving around?" And I said, "What are you, a cop?" When in fact he told me he was in the construction business. And then like later
So
on,
he put his foot out to stop you,
he
or
says,
what?
yeah, he put his foot. He said, "I don't let anybody in here."
And he didn't know you. You didn't know
Well,
him.
no, I used to feed him here.
Oh,
He
but you
just-
didn't know who he was.
No, I thought he told me he was in the construction business.
Sort of.
And then I had to hear from 2 customers, and I see Lombardo for sheriff, and I'm going. Then it dawned on me, so Yeah, Joe's a great guy, man. I'm glad I met him.
And then they had an event here after the
we had a
shooting.
Yeah, which was tragic, and they all pulled together, and it was a last-minute thing. They couldn't do the thing downtown at the headquarters, and one of the lieutenants called me up, and it was quite interesting. It was a sad day. It was horrible. I felt bad for Joe. I mean, here's a guy running for sheriff, and
Right.
he's open, and then this happens. Like, I mean, I just got chills down my spine. I was like, wow.
Well, it turns out that if you take the number of police officers,
Okay.
the number of security people that work in the casinos,
Yeah.
this is probably the highest per capita law enforcement.
Absolutely.
And indirectly, he's in
number
control
2.
of those guys
Other
too.
than New York, I think it's number 2.
Okay.
per
And
capita.
What's the population here? So you say 2 million.
2 million.
What's the population there?
Oh, forget it.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's indirectly in control of those guys too, it seems.
Absolutely. And it's
Very
a very transient
sophisticated.
town, and yeah, my hat goes off to those guys in law enforcement.
Well, and I think the proof in the pudding is people walk down the strip 3 o'clock in the morning, a big drink in one hand, $2,000 cash in their pockets,
Right.
and nobody's thinking
Jewelry.
about getting bonked over the head
No,
and robbed.
no.
Because this city would
Numbers don't lie. Yeah, it's a safe place to be. I love Las Vegas. I mean, it's just it's starting to move. It's starting to become a real cultural place. I mean, I think we got great food. Great. I
Yeah,
mean, come on, who's got better
absolutely.
food? All the infrastructure is brand new.
What about
building's-
what about the Italian buildings? The Venetians.
Oh, I love the
Palace,
Venetian. I even love Tivoli.
Tivoli.
That would be a whole great concept for a Little Italy concept. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a great project. I mean, 5-10 years from now, that place is going to be
Really rocking.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. People are still recovering from the recession.
No, you're right.
So it's there's many days ahead, man.
So it's
Only getting better.
yeah,
Only getting better.
It's a great place. Well, Pete, I know I've taken up enough of your time. I would like to try some cioppino.
You got it.
That's great. And we're looking for you to join in the club.
Absolutely.
We would like to get some new artwork for that.
Absolutely.
We want to get you on everybody at the club's schedule to come here
Absolutely.
regularly.
You know
Because
what?
even if you live in Henderson, it's not that you can come here once a quarter.
I've been to the Italian American Club once.
What year?
Oh man, I went a long time ago. I'll tell you when they did the Feast of Saint Gennaro in the parking lot.
Okay, when Anthony Palmisano was
Fuck,
doing
his uncle Jimmy.
that. Okay, so he was working.
Yeah, Anthony.
Selling
No, I
shoes.
know him. Yeah, he was selling shoes out of the trunk of his car at the Mirage. He was a valet park. I bought a shirt from him. The buttons didn't line up. That's the truth. But I know Anthony well. Hard worker. He brings a great show to Vegas. Him and Tony soccer and that.
Yeah, Tony Suck.
And yeah, it's great. It's great for the kids. It never gets old. People try to knock it all the time. I don't know why. I'm a spokesperson for the feast.
Tony Saka, do you ever see his TV show?
Absolutely. I watched it 2 nights ago.
Do you advertise on TV?
No.
Would you like to advertise on TV?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll talk to you about that because we're
Talk to my wife about that.
okay. Yeah. Okay. Is she tough?
No. You know what it is, man? We self-promote. We self-advertise.
And you're good at it.
Yeah, because there's a way of giving without being annoying or thinking you're a big shot. You have to do things with class and respect. You have to acknowledge people. We acknowledge people.
That's what I've heard.
We do. It's a fact. And my guys, all my cooks have been. We've been here 7 years in March. 7 years already.
Wow.
And everybody's been here. Everybody that works here is
So
here.
when you say you start right at the worst time,
The worst.
literally in it.
There was nothing on this corner. I didn't even know what Hualapai Way was, which is the street that we're on, because I never had any reason to come this way. I would always get on the Summerlin Parkway, get off at Rainbow. And then my daughter said, Dad, you got to get on the corner of Hualapai. I said, where is this? I've been living in town for 20 years.
Yeah.
Never went around a roundabout by the Summerlin Hospital. I had no reason to come down there.
Yeah.
My kids didn't go to Gorman. They went to Palo Verde.
Okay.
So I said, look at this corner. No, we built this from the ground up.
Really?
Yeah, and want to know something? We never had a bad day. Never, and I'm blessed.
And I would think having a Starbucks nearby is
Oh, yeah.
just it forces people to know.
I let them do all the research. The bank, them. Yeah, right. Yeah, I just piggyback them. And then
They
everybody
have to- they have
piggyback
to come-
me.
yeah, they
The
have to
liquor
come into your
store, the
parking lot.
cleaning store.
Sure.
That's the beauty of business, small
Yeah.
businesses.
in an area like this, because people aren't going to want to drive a lot further than.
Yeah, I'm proud to be up here because I remember, getting second thoughts about going into the food business. But you know what? I already put the time in. I sacrificed fatherhood. I was tough. I would show up to basketball games like this, smelling like garlic, and my son would go, well, my
Sit
daughter.
over there.
Yeah, right. But I bring food.
Oh,
I always brought it. I swear.
and so when I first talked to you, you were on a road trip in your new
Oh yeah, I bought a
RV
motorhome.
motorhome.
Yeah. I'm trying to change the way people eat in these RV parks. These
Instead of
motorhome
just
parks.
barbecuing hot dogs.
Right, man. I make. You can actually smell sauce and actual cooking. It's not grease and hamburger. You don't see no mustard on my
It's not
table.
smoky.
No.
And
I'll buy some great. I'll go to Sienna, which does a great job right
Sure.
up the block, and he has
Yeah.
great sausage.
Yeah.
We'll bring the little civelade, which is the Italian pinwheel sausage.
Uh-huh.
And it's quite awesome, this RVing stuff, man. Yeah, it's interesting.
So did you do breakfast for people or just dinner?
I did breakfast and dinner, and then late night stuff, man.
Oh,
We
So
made
like
Italian
a
chili.
campfire?
We did everything, man. We just plus we got all the local seafood from California.
Oh, yeah.
I went on a kayak and I seen this little bait shop. It said live lobster, live shrimp, live crab, and it was low tide, so like the dock was up here and I'm short. I couldn't, but I was desperate to get up there, and I climbed out of the thing and I tied this little kayak, and I got up and I said, "How am I gonna get back into this boat?" But I bought live shrimp with head on. I had live blue crab.
And you put them in your kayak?
Put them in the kayak. The girl packed them in ice, and I kayaked back to the campground.
So that was a good thing that you weren't big.
That's just true.
Because you could fit them in.
And I had a great time.
Now, was this in Carlsbad or where was
This was in Newport.
Oh, okay.
Newport, was it like Balboa,
Yeah, Balboa
Laguna,
Island.
all of that stuff. Yeah. I was in the back bay, Yeah.
But you didn't go to Catalina?
No, not on this trip. No.
Okay.
Yeah,
But you
no.
went to Balboa Island?
Catalina, man, they got a drought up there, which is horrible.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. Last time I was there, it was just dry there.
They still have the buffaloes, though.
That's what I went to go see. Went up to the top, seen the buffaloes. Okay. I realized Frank Wrigley.
Yeah.
It was quite nice.
Yeah,
John
I used
Wayne
to
built
take my
the whole-
kids camping there.
John Wayne built a whole development there. They have the oldest casino.
Yeah.
Oh, I went on a tour, obviously.
You did it the right way.
Yeah, it was nice.
Did you go up to the mausoleum?
Did all of that.
Okay.
And I remember the bus driver driving around this cliff, and it was like I could see the rock falling down. I said, "Oh, this guy." And he says, "Oh, well, I think we got a flat." I guess this guy's crazy, So when we got to the top, I really had doubts about going back with this guy because he didn't look right.
I'll
No, he didn't look right.
I'll walk.
Yeah, well, or I was standing next to the window, I'd jump out or something. And this is serious. My wife too. Like,
Okay, honey, if something goes wrong, use our escape plan.
yeah, we jump it, man, like stunt people.
Wow.
Oh man, this is beautiful.
So, Pete, thank you very much for taking the time.
Well, thank you for having
I
me.
think, I know everybody's going to love it.
I would have got a haircut if I knew you were coming.
No, this is perfect. This is how it is, right? This is your place. Oh, let's just talk for a second about your artwork, because that's a big thing that you do here.
Right, this is true. Robert Marlin is the artist. He's got
change it every.
We change it every
times a
6
year?
months. We leave it up to Robert, and he keeps the walls constantly changing. This set of work is like all. He calls it the art of color.
Okay.
I look at it and it's pretty cool. But what he does is he places things down on a table and he goes way high up on like a scaffold and he shoots down, so he can tell you what this stuff is.
Huh.
Tissue boxes. I don't know. I guess that's
Well,
the mind of an
I
artist.
think it adds life to
Absolutely.
here. The colors and everything. It makes it feel comfortable.
Well, that's anybody. We used to change it every 6 months. We'd go down to the what is it, First Fridays,
Yeah.
and we'd go to the art thing. My wife, she's pretty good at painting and stuff, and she has an eye for this. And we change it out. And we get some local kids from the college, from the high school, and we put it up. But being that the walls are so big, he has the art to cover it. But yeah, he does a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's do Yes. And so here's a piece.
Robert Marlin,
And then Robert's sign, which
and they're all originals.
is he a local guy or was
He's
he
a
from?
local guy. Yeah, Robert's a local man, and glad I met him as well.
How many seats here?
120.
Wow.
We do private parties on the side. We do lunch from Monday through Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday we open up a little later.
Okay. You said Sunday brunch?
No, lunch is from Monday to Friday, and then Saturday we just do dinner, and Sunday just dinner.
What days do you not work?
I'm back. I was working every day,
Every day.
and now my guys, they need some time off, so I'm back.
7 days a week.
7 days. You always work in the food business.
Yeah.
It's passion. You gotta love this stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's you're right.
And I mean that from the heart.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about loving it. You gotta love it.
Yeah.
You gotta keep the place clean. This place is clean, man. I'm telling you.
I
There's
can
no
tell.
managers
I can
here.
tell.
There's no manager. I'm the owner. I'm the manager, or my son, or my wife. There's nobody pointing fingers of blame. And
Well,
All
one of
for
the
one,
things
one
I
for all,
noticed that you don't really notice it unless you're looking, but like there's no scuff marks or anything on the floor.
no need to. You keep it tight.
Yeah. And I think
Parking is an issue sometimes, but
well,
people don't want to walk. And there's a lot of parking next door, and it's just funny.
it seems like there's a lot of parking around here.
There's a lot of parking. It's kind of funny.
So if you have to walk more than 25 feet, the long walk.
What if they had to shove their car in a pile of snow like they do in Boston or New York or Jersey?
Yeah. Or heavy rain.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
Stop complaining and come to Mastrioni's. No excuses.
Right. Okay. So, Pete, again, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
This was great.
Thank you.
I think everybody in the club is going to like it. If you can come to the club in September, the first Wednesday is our members meeting. And I think if you come, we introduce you, you'll know a lot of people there. But my job at the club, I'm head of membership.
I used to do a get-together for you guys, now that I think about it. Drummer Mike.
Yeah, Michael T.
Michael T. Is he still with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. We used to at my old restaurant. I don't know. We used to have get-togethers or something.
Well, we have the first Wednesday of every month is a members dinner.
Okay.
But we have speakers, Larry Ruvo, Lombardo, people like that.
Right.
About 150 people come.
Okay.
And my job to help to continue getting members is our members go out to dinner once a week, and they like Italian food. If you can't, the club only holds like 60 people.
So we got to put another level.
Well, Angelo was talking about doing that, adding onto the top. But the building is so low.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
That won't work.
Angelo could make it work.
If anybody could, Angelo.
Yeah, Angelo
definitely can.
Oh, yeah.
But our people go out to eat once a week. That's 1,300 meals a week, and I can't get it bringing new members.
It's funny you say this because my sister and my brother-in-law, Frankie Pisani, he's straight up Italian from New York, great guy, and they're members. I didn't know, and they love it. But they said exactly what your point is.
Yeah. They
get frustrated.
Yeah, and so I have to get membership up to 1,000. So the way to do that is Trattoria Reggiano,
right?
Places like this, Carmine's New York City, down at the Forum Shops. So and we have the magazine,
right? And
we promote it through that. And, so that's what my job is. And thank you for taking.
You're doing a hell of a job.
Well, I'm trying. I have to give credit to Angelo, Jimmy, Ben, and people.
I know Ben well.
I'm the ever-ready one.
I feed Ben's mom.
Do you?
Yeah. If she comes in with a group of girls, it's kind of fun.
Okay.
Yeah. I know
Ben
for
like
long.
Ben? Is Ben like his mother?
Ben. She goes, my son Ben. I said, yeah. I used to make him. He has to eat a special pasta of some kind. But I remember Ben when he had the big screen TVs. Yeah. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, he's another legend in town. I mean, these guys,
And they're at the club's only open 5 nights a week. But they're there, and it's only open 5
Bob
nights.
Harry, Jimmy Gerard, right?
Jimmy. They're there.
Chaz, he the chef?
No. I think he's at one of Jimmy's at
Salvatore's.
Yeah. And
Frankie Shinta was telling me, he was there the other day with his mom. And one of the reasons he couldn't go there was because he couldn't get in, I guess. So we had a nice dinner, and he was telling me it's fun. I said, well, come and get me, Frank. I know Bobby that works at the D.
Okay.
And they always talk about it. Yeah, it seems like a fun place to be.
Yeah, Frankie was a guest speaker a couple months ago.
How'd you get him off the stage? Because he can talk, man.
He was one of the long people, but he was interesting.
Oh, he's the best.
He did it like a show.
He can capture an audience.
He did it like it was a show.
He's talented.
He would start singing. He would do other stuff, a little
he's great.
His Jerry Lewis routine. And,
did he do the spoons?
No, he didn't do that. They talked about it. He didn't do it, but he was a lot of fun. He's a member, and we'll make sure.
Sounds like it's time to get a bigger building, guys.
Or we just have everybody come here.
Right on. That's not out of reach. We can do that.
Yeah, and it's and like I was saying, I live in Henderson. This is nothing.
Henderson?
Yeah, that's what people.
No, years ago that was the Henderson commercial with Hyundai.
Oh.
Henderson.
Oh.
I've never been. Where is
you never been to Henderson? It's just down this road.
I've never been to a Wallapai, and I live in Summerlin. I mean,
It's just down this highway here. 215 is right over there, right?
Yeah. It runs right, belts around,
Yeah. So you just get on that and you just go left for about
Listen, you're from
15
California. I'm from the East Coast. To me, everything's on the grid where I come from. So the shortcuts and there's different streets and blocks and whatnot. Christmas lights, you get to look around and Vegas is just To me, anyway, it's like flamingo, Decatur, rainbow.
It's one of the. That's another benefit about Las Vegas.
I
It's
live.
really easy.
I live in Summerlin, and if somebody pulled over and asked me, how do I get to what's the street behind me? Well, granted, I'm from 23rd Street. You know, everybody lived in 23rd, 24th, between X and Y, Y and Z. So.
Yeah.
But hey, you know, I don't even know the street around the corner from me. I don't.
But if somebody said, "How do you get to the club?" and they said it's on Sahara near Eastern.
I used to be in the vending business. In
Here?
Marsh, yeah, I had a big vending business there, Rome vending.
Oh, what kind of vending?
I had snack machines, bubble gum.
Oh,
How you doing, buddy?
food machines.
You're back.
I was in
He used to own Alan Albert's and the Rosewood Grill.
Oh.
He was there last night when we closed, and he's back. He's a great guy.
Oh. Looks like he's eating.
You remember the old Rosewood Grill when you
I
came in?
didn't know of it.
Well, back in the day when you landed in McCarran International Airport, there would be a guy holding a live Maine lobster. It said Rosewood Grill.
Oh yeah.
And it was next to the Venetian Hotel. So they bought him out. Then he opened up Alan Albert's next to the MGM. Live lobsters were crazy. The big tanks, and it was the place. You get like a 10-pound lobster before the palm was even around.
Wow.
Yeah, so
He's a big lobster. That's an old lobster.
It's an old lobster. It's kind of tough guy. Yeah. I like them smaller and sweeter.
So can you saute them and soften them up?
I'm a master at seafood, man. That's my thing. Yes. To answer your question, yes.
That's what you know. Just boiling them is not really going to soften them up.
No, I don't think I've ever had a steamed lobster. I've always had them baked oreganata style, or fra diavolo, or light oil and garlic, stuff like that. Because we make a sauce with the lobster.
Oh.
So, I think when I was a kid, we got a half a lobster on Christmas Eve, half an artichoke on Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was not like today. I see kids coming here, their parents say, "Oh, fill up on the bread." When I was a kid, my mom said, "Fill up on the bread." You know what I'm saying?
Take the rest home.
Yeah, right. Put butter in my pocket and stuff. I mean, I'm telling you, it's the truth. Game's changed.
Yeah.
Kids are spoiled.
It's not like the old days.
No, it's not. And it's a culture shock.
Oh, our last question. Sauce or gravy?
Sauce. Gravies you put on a turkey.
Okay.
That's just my opinion.
Okay.
It's not marinara gravy. It's marinara sauce.
So what do you say when people say gravy?
I say, where are you from? Boston? Kentucky? I know the guy from Monterano's, I think. He said, "Oh, it's gravy. Sunday gravy." Well, gravy's thick. Sauce is light. Linguine and clam sauce.
Okay.
No?
So Frank told me when he was a kid, he grew up in an Italian neighborhood,
yeah.
but then they moved. And one time he got invited over to a friend's house for Thanksgiving. And the mom asked him, "Would you like gravy on your turkey?"
Don't tell me he said sauce.
For him, sauce was gravy. So he's thinking, what?
But he's Sicilian.
Yeah, so different.
It's kind of funny because that's a big thing, gravy and sauce.
Well, we have to ask it. It's on my list of questions I have to ask.
Well, I think, to me anyway, a red sauce, if it's thicker, to me it could be a gravy form. But gravy is something that's thicker in context.
Okay.
That's my opinion on the gravy and sauce controversy. You make a good gravy, nah, make a good sauce.
Okay.
So,
I talk to people from Italy, and of course they don't get the gravy part at all.
They don't get it.
When you say gravy, their mind can't really
I
comprehend
make a good marinara gravy? I don't know.
But then they say, well, we call it salsa. which would
Salsa,
just
that's
be,
right. Sauce.
Yeah.
Well, scampi is shrimp.
Yeah.
And like when you go, like people at a linguine, shrimp scampi, shrimp is scampi. You know what I'm saying?
So that's saying
shrimp. Right, that's exactly right. It's funny because when I went to Italy, I really got the true value of how people, because they don't have the equipment that we have here in the States. Some of the restaurants, everything is old and it's just, the guy pulls up with the truck with the veal and the strawberries are small and the lady sells the eggs. I was like, where? You don't get up in the morning, they cook with pumpkins and squash. They throw nothing out.
They use everything.
Yeah, but of higher quality, I mean, stuff that needs to be thrown out gets discarded, but yeah, I mean, stuff like, pumpkins after Halloween, what are you doing? Goes in the trash. No, not over there. No, they saute it and they boil it. I mean, it's very good, to be honest with you.
They know what to do.
Yeah, and breakfast and stuff like that, but no.
What about the seeds?
Pumpkin seeds, man. They put it
in Italy?
Absolutely.
Huh.
I worked in a place called Lorenzo's. The chef must have been 20 years old, and he fired away orders. There was guys old enough to be his grandfather, and that to me caught me off guard. You know, it's like, look at this young guy. He was the boss.
Oh.
He was the boss. Oh my God, Giacchino. This guy was crazy good.
Oh.
Everybody said the water, the food was crazy in Italy. Crazy.
They really know how to do it.
It was crazy.
And they're passionate about it.
No busboys, no hostesses, no food runners. That's their profession. That's their life.
So
They have their own. They got it. That's their business. They know how to execute. They're not lazy. They're not out back. They ain't talking. You know, they don't want you to do their job. They're proud. You know, just like my mom, and you know, that's the way it was. You know, the culture. I mean, in the food business is like, this is how you make your money.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a temporary type of attitude. This is how they make their money.
Yeah.
Done. That was it.
Generation.
And I got it when I was there. It was like, you know, you need oh, you know. Well, they didn't like
They
it.
take it seriously too.
That's the
right?
job. Yeah.
If you're doing it half-assed.
Well, think about it. You ain't gonna blame the busboy or the food runner. No one gets blamed. So, you know, why bust your back and then all of a sudden leave your reputation and service in the hands of somebody that don't want to be there?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, right. They're just doing it.
And they
for
make,
money.
you know, I don't want to be like him when I get older.
Oh, yeah.
That kills me here.
Oh.
It's a profession.
Sure.
Food serving is a profession. It's not some job you just walk in. Not my restaurant.
Yeah.
You know, some places you go, you call a waiter and he's like, this guy's a pain in the neck or whatever. You know.
You know, to that point.
And then if you don't tip, you know, it's just the game's changed in the food business.
When I was in college in the Bay Area, I worked in San Francisco at night in the restaurant business.
I went there for my honeymoon 20
and
years
those are
ago.
professional waiters there. That's
Absolutely.
their thing. It's not.
They put their kids through college and
yeah.
they live in nice
And
homes.
they take it very seriously as
right.
waiters, and that's their thing.
Think about it. You know, it's a big part of my success and everybody's success. That's why these businesses don't last.
Yeah.
You know, you got a guy that comes in and he thinks because for whatever reason, and I weed him right out, man. I mean, but yeah,
I'm sure you do.
you have to.
Yeah.
And the beauty of my business is, you know why I don't have a manager? Because my customers manage my business. I've been doing this so long, they'll call me up. You know, we don't put comment cards. They call me up. They'll, Pete, you know, that in fact, it really never happens, but when it does,
Yeah.
it's serious.
And you take care of it.
Absolutely.
And it's over.
Well, like getting back to giving something to somebody, you don't give it to as an insult. If a guy is not happy with his dinner or his appetite, you don't buy him dessert.
No.
He didn't come here for dessert. That to me is, I buy the whole dinner.
I see.
You know, our intention is not to upset anybody. We don't, you know, but
You make it right.
always.
And sometimes
I've gone to
you can't
restaurants.
control things.
That's right. So nothing's done intentional. You know, we bring it, but you know, if someone wants scallops on a plate or whatever they want to create, we do it. We don't say no. You know, with the computers and everything, we punch it in. We have to figure out what to charge them,
Yeah.
but we do it.
Yeah.
And now with all the gluten-free and the whole wheats and
When they ask for something, the first thing out of the waiter's mouth isn't,
oh yeah, oh he's too busy or
sure. Yeah.
yeah.
Great. Whatever you want.
But my crew gets it. These guys work hard. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here talking to you.
Yeah.
Period. These guys just bring it every day. Every day. The cooks, the dishwasher, to the hostess. You know, they all, you know. And the people respect it. They get it.
They do.
Yeah, they get it.
That's why this is one of the best of the best.
And smile. You got to smile. People want to see smiling faces. You don't want to come into a place and
Yeah, right.
push out.
Why go to a
That's
place?
the worst thing.
You know, when I go to a restaurant, I want to go to feel good.
Well, maybe me and you could agree upon this. You ever go to In-N-Out Burger?
Yeah.
To me, they're the consummate pros of what
Yeah.
they do.
No, you're right.
There could be a line. I mean, in California,
Barstow.
there's a million people,
Or, the one in
and they
Barstow.
get it right for the most part
Yeah.
all the time. They're not nasty. It's like
No.
they clone those people
Yeah, you're right.
all the time. So I've always my model was always like, look at this In-N-Out. They're always happy. There's a line, and they're clean and they're happy.
Right. Clean. Food is good.
Some, I don't know, the manager, I mean, that business is insane. It's only hamburgers.
Yeah.
And they get
Very simple menu.
yeah, they ask you if you want to eat it in your car. I mean,
Yeah.
go to any other fast food
Would you
chain.
like a
Junk.
Right,
And the people, the bathrooms are soiled. That place, to me, that's who I model myself after. It may sound ridiculous, but it's a fact. You can go anywhere to any In-N-Out burger. I've tried it. It's like, let's try this one. It's the same. And the people, they're always happy. They're always upbeat.
I think there was an Italian guy involved in that chain. Might have been an Italian family, but I knew a guy that used to ride around with him, and he would just go to the drive up to his places to see what it was.
Right.
If not, hey, I'm coming in there, the boss.
Just come like undercover.
Yeah.
But you have to do that, I do that too sometimes. I'll check out the competition. Just forget about the food sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes about the conversation.
Yeah.
And just to get away in the music or whatever. But some people are so critical on the food. They find fault in everything.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll tell you a good story. Like a woman sitting at the counter and she says, "Oh, this is too peppery." And we have an open kitchen, and one of my guys that worked the pantry, the salad guy, they're all looking at him because she got loud. And I said, "Listen, keep doing what you're doing. We're not going to change for one woman." So he's changing the recipes and the ingredients. If 80% people don't like it, and the other, we're doing something wrong. That's like Yelp.
Yeah.
People get bent out of shape with the Yelp reports. Listen, sometimes
if
you gotta
somebody
listen.
complains,
you gotta listen to it. You gotta be bigger than. You just gotta.
Well, you can't please everybody.
No.
And unfortunately, a lot of people who have a negative experience think their job is to let the rest of the world know.
Well, you could tell as soon as somebody walks through that door and sits down, right off the bat. Well, this is a tough customer. That's just humans, but for the most part, no. People come here hungry and happy, and they supposed to leave here happy and full. So.
Yeah, that's why I.
And they sit here. They dine. My wife will say, "Look at these people at 3 hours. Isn't that nice?"
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't push you out. We're not looking for the turnovers. We're looking for longevity.
Right.
This may sound weird. If I knew, what the bottom line was and all of this percentages, I don't have formulas. People say, "What's your food cost? What's this?" If I knew that, I'd be your accountant.
Yeah.
I know that I buy high quality. This is what it costs me. This is what I need to make.
Yeah.
This is what I can feed my. This is it. That I break it down to what I know.
Simple stuff.
Yeah, because I can't get caught up in the numbers, buying cheaper chicken, cheaper steak. No, I don't do that.
It's not worth the risk.
I don't do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it done to me, so I don't do it. I don't do it. I just don't do it.
You don't go to small.
I buy the best. The best. If there's something better, they know. Call me up, Pete. We got this. It's a little bit more. I don't change the menu. Frank always told me it's the cost of doing business.
Yeah. When all of the top restaurants I talk to, that's kind of their thing. We buy the best food we can get as the starting point.
Right.
Nobody ever says, I take mediocre food and I make it better.
No.
We start with the best ingredients, and we use that, and we do the best job we can do.
The people that are still in
Every
business,
day.
then those are the people everybody, in my opinion, if you're in business as long as they have been or I have been, well, then you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Period.
You have a
And
follow.
you're never going to be in business with a bad quality and a bad service and people not smiling and
Hey, how many billboards do you have?
just the one.
Okay.
That's another story about the billboard. When the recession hit, that I drove up and down that freeway. I could pick anyone I wanted, but my old place was just east of Rainbow.
Okay.
So I was on the east side of Rainbow, and I figured, most of my customers came from the Spring Valley area and Spanish Trail and Spanish Hills. So I said, let me put it just one exit before.
I see.
So if I put it past Rainbow, they still wouldn't know where I am.
Yeah.
So when I put it there, it was on a big old wooden billboard, and Mr. Connell owns that billboard. I've been feeding him for 20 years. Get the billboard. But the contract was this big. I said, listen, I'm not going to read this whole thing about all this stuff. Tell me what it is. Where do I sign? We'll go on a 6-month, I could have went up and down that freeway, picked anyone. Digital didn't matter. It's the truth. Tom Saida, I don't know if you know Tom. He used to be in an Italian-American club. He's a musician. He owns a car dealership. But anyway, all the dealerships went out of business. Yeah. And I picked that one because they were building a Dowden Ford over there. And I remember doctors and lawyers and professionals, people coming and saying, what'd you pay for that? And I tell them, whatever it was. And they would nudge their husband, why ain't you up there? So I think I have a big influence on people that always wanted to do it, but they never did it. They said, if that guy can do it, now you can't get a billboard.
Wow.
Now the billboard company calls me up and says, you still want to renew it? I tell them, not because I lock into a contract or whatever. They're very fair, but no, now they can, there's a new Jaguar and there's a new Hyundai opening dealership. And I just said, no, I'm keeping it. I got to change the picture down and stuff like that, but where's the love, man? I'm telling you, I put the billboard back on. I swear. I went up and down that thing. Me and my brother, my brother.
Should we do this one or which one?
We'd make a U-turn, we'd come back, and then I said, the biggest one, I don't want digital. What's digital? It flicks, you don't see it.
Right.
But I could have had any one. I remember.
Well, the fact that I recognize the billboard, there's probably virtually everybody who sees that billboard.
It's kind of funny
it's
because
a good-looking billboard too.
it is. And the funny thing
It's
is,
simple. You can be driving fast. You see it. You get it.
that's right. I put catering up there. The bottom line is that, I wanted to brand the name in the face. I wanted people to know I'm up here, and they know I'm up here now. But I try to get rid of a lot of people that I try to leave behind, like from the old days. And all of a sudden, like, when I first put it up anyway, now it's all over.
Yeah.
Now they know where I am.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you find me?
Well,
I never thought about that. Yeah, it was like, good thing I wasn't like on the most wanted or some stuff. I had people come up to the back door. Hey, Pete, you need any olives? I had a guy come with a wheel of cheese one time in his Toyota. Car was like this. It was like my blue heaven, I swear. I bought it. It was bigger than this round table.
Wow.
Listen.
Where did he get it? San Diego or something?
I don't know. He said a friend gave it to him. Frankie Flowers, Frankie Million. He's dead. But anyway, I had it, and I said, if you can get it out of that car, Frank, he said, I'll get it out. And he got it out, and I thought it was fake. My two kids were young at the time. I swear, they thought they had a band. They made it a stage. I came in the back. They had a drum set on it and a mic stand, and they were singing with a cucumber. I said, what are you doing on that piece of cheese? My wife said, that's cheese? I swear, it was bigger than this table.
Wow.
I sold it to this woman who had a cheese company, Judy Striano.
Oh.
I couldn't cut it, the wax.
Oh.
I just wanted him out of my parking lot. And it was great cheese, by the way. That was funny. I said, Frank, what do you got in your truck? He says, I got a wheel of Parmesan. I said, are you crazy? His car was like this. And then I rolled it in, and like a tire, where are we going to put it?
You actually rolled it in?
I swear, it was so heavy. And then we laid it down,
Yeah.
Figure how we going to, my kids, they put a tablecloth over it, and they started singing on it. I said, Jenna, what are you doing on that cheese? She said, oh, this is my stage, Daddy. So I kept it like for a day or two. And
wow.
Then, it was funny. Oh, my God.
So that cheese.
If it wasn't for the billboard, I wouldn't have that story.
So
he must have been driving up to 215 with the cheese in his trunk.
What do I do with it?
He said, this Pete.
Hey, the guy has a billboard.
It was awesome.
A lot of cheese.
Oh, he was the best, Frankie.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Well, Pete, I'm gonna
make you that chipino.
Okay, we're gonna say goodbye to
Ciao.
the world. Thank you for being there.
Thanks for having me.
Okay.